All right, I don't know if I'll have anybody in here or not, but I just want to give a little update here what I was doing. Today we're fishing here on the Tennessee River below Fort Loudoun Dam. So I've actually never fished here. Just kind of a whim. We decided to come down here and cast a little bit, only a couple hours from the house. So I figured it's worth a shot just to see what happens. And I hung one, got me some rocks, and broke off. And you have to excuse me here. It's my first time going live, so still trying to figure this thing out a little bit. Hey, Virginia fisherman, just now seeing who you were. Like I said, it's my first time trying to go live. I don't know if it's going to stream through very good or not. We're down here in Tennessee, below Fort Loudoun Dam. Me and my brother, he went out to go get some more drinks because, man, it's hot down here. It's burning up. But we got a couple people set out here below the dam. And just trying to give it a whirl. Just last minute decided to drive down here. Knoxville's only about 2.5 hours from our house. Knoxville, Tennessee. Playing a ball game tonight, but I don't care a whole lot about football, so figured we'd come out here and do some fishing. Trying to keep an eye on my poles here too. But we've been trying to catch some bait. We brought up some chicken, and which we've had good success on James River. Just little pieces of chicken breast that we doctor up a little piece, and also tried some shad that we'd actually got from the James River. Thought we'd give him a try. Been slow so far though. We've had probably 8 or 10 bites, but it hadn't been real good. But the weather's pretty, and here on the water, that's a plus to me in any book. So what's going on up your way, Virginia fisherman? Weather good up your way? Like I said, lucky here the weather's been pretty so far. They call for a chance of thunderstorms. We ain't gonna let that affect us any, I hope. Hopefully it'll go on by. But I've seen, I don't know if you ever watched Catfish Dave on YouTube, and about to rain. Yeah, it's supposed to rain at the house, but it wasn't quite as much rain here as it was there. I don't know if you've ever watched, there's a guy on YouTube called Catfish Dave, and he fishes Fort Loudoun a lot. So we thought, why not just give it a whirl? I brought my GoPro, but I hadn't even put it on yet, kind of waiting to see if any action picks up before I try to do anything with that. But I'd never seen them actually let boats through the lock, and I got to see that so far today. It's been a sailboat and a couple of a couple of just motor boats. Pretty interesting to see. There's a lot of people that they're motoring up a river here, and then they're floating back down, throwing baits and stuff. I guess trying to catch. Some of them trying to catch skipjack. Some of them actually trying to catch what they're calling rockfish. I call stripers, but here they're calling them rockfish. So I don't know. So far, it ain't been a whole lot for us. I hung up one little catfish, got him about halfway in, and wrapped up in somebody's line out there. Big old thick green heavy line. They got off. He wasn't, like I said, wasn't real big, probably 10 pound or so, but still, you want to catch them, bring them in when you can. But other than that, it's been kind of slow. Had an interesting day. We were coming up here, and the GPS took us out this little side road, and my brother's truck, and another guy came over across the center lane, hit mirrors. So busted out mirrors on both vehicles, both trucks. We were in a 2017, the other guy was in a 2018 model truck. And he had to call Laws, company truck. Yeah, it has been slow. Tell you what, it's been hot too. It's probably been, 90 or so today, maybe a little above that. That really hurts. That really hurts the fishing. But we bumped mirrors there on this little side road up here in Lenoir City, Tennessee, or down here in Lenoir City, Tennessee. Busted out the mirrors on both of them, scratched the windows on both of them. Nothing real bad. Nobody's hurt or anything. But he had to call the law because it's a company vehicle. So they got the law out there, and the law came out there and did an incident report. And they said that's one of the worst curves that there is where we're at. So he, law got done, went back out, went over in a ditch. So the law got hung up over in the ditch. They ended up having to call a tow truck. They couldn't get out while they were hung up. So it was been an eventful day just getting down here. But my brother had to work a little bit this morning. Then we decided to come after he got off work. Figured, why not? I'm going to try to turn this around here. I don't know exactly if I can catch them or not. But you can see people kind of floating down on the river there. Maybe. They're not much more than a john boat, it looks like. And I can tell you, right now they're not turning anything. It said that they were supposed to be generating 2 or more generators today, but they ain't done nothing yet. We've been here, maybe a couple hours now, and they just ain't done nothing yet. Sometimes this wind will play tricks on you, and you think that something's happening. The water here is clean. It's kind of shallow without them generating, but the water itself is very clear. It really kind of surprised me. You know, like I said, not being from around here, I always thought the Tennessee River was kind of dirty in places. And somebody told me that Fort Loudoun itself was a little dirty, but it's pretty clear through here. We're just fishing. I just got up underneath the shade tree. We've been fishing off this little dock thing here, but the water is clear as a bell. I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not. It's always hard to see in the cameras, but the water is clear as a bell. It really surprised me, and I know it's probably shaky. I don't have my tripod with me. I hadn't planned on going live. Then, like I said, I've never actually been live. I figured I'd go ahead and do it today while I was bored, while my brother's out getting some drinks and stuff. So it's been just a little bit slow. But I'll show you what how I'm fishing here. It'll show up. I just got my rods jammed down in the rocks here. Nothing special. I'm fishing with the, see if I can get this here. It's the Cabela's King Cat. Some of the writing's worn off from them. When I worked at Cabela's, I get these things for next to nothing. I think that my cost on them when I worked there was about $10 or so. So it was really nice. And then I've got a Okuma Trio with a bait running system, with a bait feeder. I call it bait runner, but it's actually a bait feeder. And then my other one's just an Okuma Avenger that's got the bait feeder system on there, which I got set a little loose here. Got to tighten up. The current's trying to pull it just a little bit. But that's what we're fishing with, and we got 5 combos down here. They're all mine. It seems like I'm the one in charge of all the big stuff. So like I said, we're just sitting around waiting on a bite, and it's been rather slow. I was up on the James River there Labor Day weekend, so I guess that's probably 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago maybe, and I didn't do anything the weekend after. And then me and my buddy went back up to the James this last weekend. You know, it's a 5-hour drive for us, but it's pretty good fishing. I didn't catch anything there over 10 pounds either, and of course didn't video any of it. You know, I got a YouTube channel. Why would I try to video anything? And then we come up here, and like I said, I've got my GoPro. Just hadn't been anything to record yet. So I've been doing a little traveling and catfishing. Maybe not much catching, but at least a little fishing. A lot better weather this weekend than there was last weekend. Up there with all them tornadoes and all that stuff up there. Didn't care much for it up there. But I hope to be able to catch a few fish and maybe throw a little bit of a video up here next couple days as it comes. 2 hours and 11 minutes from James. You know, it's about how far we are from here. Maybe not, maybe a little closer than what we are here at Fort Loudoun. And if I lived that close, it's probably about all I'd get done, depending on where you're close to on the James. Because, you know, we're fishing the tidal James out near, out on the other side of Richmond, Charles City, that area of the river. Looked like a hawk or something, just got him some food. Saw all kinds of eagles up around the James River, bald eagles everywhere up there. Like I said, we're at Charles City and we were at some kind of park, and they have weird hours. And they talked to the guy that's running the boat ramp up there, and he said that they the reason for the weird hours is it is a eagle sanctuary. I guess I could move my thumb a little bit. It's an eagle sanctuary. It's a part of their breeding ground, so they only allow the boat ramp to be open during certain times so that the eagles can breed. So I thought that was pretty wild, and actually a good thing. Pole was moving over here, got a little distracted. It looks like it's just the current pulling a little bit. They blew that whistle again on the lock. They have to let another boat down, so that creates a little extra current. But it's been, like I said, slow. We'll wait for my brother, we call him Biggin, to get back. And then he's supposed to bring some drinks because I'm about parched. And then we're going to probably put on some new baits, cast back out. I got, like I said, one pole with chicken and one pole with shad on it, cut shad, gizzard shad. So we're going to keep on giving it a whirl. I appreciate you stopping by, though, Virginia Fisherman. Like I said, I hadn't really planned on going live, and my first time doing it. And I try to watch people who go live. I know you go live often, and I try to catch up whenever I can. And Patriot Catfisherman of America, I think's the name of it. He goes live pretty often, and Kentucky Catman goes live pretty often. So I try to catch them whenever I can, and I always wondered how y'all figured out something to talk about that long. I always run out of stuff to talk about. And so, you know, if I'm just catching fish, it might be one thing to show people some fishing. But when I'm just sitting here jacking my jaws, I'm not sure that that's all that entertaining. But I figured I'd kill a little time while I was here on the river. See if anybody's watching. I saw where you posted a gaming video, but it was late last night when I saw it, and I didn't get to watch it. I'm looking forward to watching it, though. I don't know what you were playing, but I just seen that it was a video, so I wanted to check it out. Hey, PD Fishing. I was telling him this is my first time ever trying to go live, so I'm trying to work out the kinks here, and we're fishing, but man, we ain't doing no catching at Fort Loudoun Dam, right below the dam, and it is hot. It's in the 90s, and that's about all I can say is it is hot. We got a couple baits out, and ain't nothing happening. Tried to catch a few skipjack because apparently that's what they eat down here on the Tennessee River. Like I said, it's new to me. Excuse me. But we're trying to catch a few to have, you know, live local bait, but that ain't happened yet either. So hopefully once the sun starts going down just a little bit, if we don't get stormed on, we can do a little bit better. Hey Travis, fishing for catfish. Wouldn't mind picking up a striper if I could. But we're mainly fishing for catfish. Hey, what's going on, Big Shannon? We're just down here killing time. Sent Bill out to go get some drinks because, like I said, it's hot in here. And I never fished here before. It's a pretty place, though. I don't know if y'all get a chance to get down here or not. Like I said, we're right below Fort Loudoun Dam. They're supposed to be generating today, but They ain't got the first generator going all day since we got here about 2 o'clock. Hey, thanks, PD. I appreciate that. I appreciate you watching my videos. I'm definitely not professional at it. I hadn't done it for a long time, and just trying to get a feel for it. And I just want to record basically what I've been doing when I am fishing. That's the main reason I started my channel. And if somebody else can appreciate what I'm doing, that's good too. But the main thing is I just wanted to record what I was doing for my own sake, so I would know, you know, a year down the road, 2 years down the road, what I was throwing, and maybe learn something from it. Because boy, I can do a lot of learning the way I'm fishing. I can do a lot of learning. That's for sure. Hey Travis, I appreciate that there, Virginia Highlands Outdoors. We're going to try to catch a couple. It could be a interesting night. Who knows? We're probably going to be here most of the night. Hello, Charlene. We're doing a little fishing here today on the Tennessee River. So, oh, PD, man, I saw where y'all got flooded. I hope everybody's all right. I know it stinks to lose everything, but I hope that y'all are, you know, everybody was safe. That's the main thing, is that everybody got out safe. Yeah, Shannon, that's LNS. That's the reason we came up this way, trying to avoid the rain. You know, last week we thought, well, we'll go to Richmond and avoid the rain, and ended up getting up there and they had them couple hurricanes. So we didn't do much there as far as avoiding the flooding. And then they said the James got pretty nasty, started flooding a little bit. And wow, it's raining all over the place. Yeah, we're lucky. We're at Lenore City Park or something like that. Lenore City, North Carolina, just outside of Knoxville. It's only a couple hours from the house, maybe 2 hours and 20 minutes or so. And we decided on a whim to come down here and go fishing. We'd watch a couple people on YouTube fish down here. Catfish Dave fishes down here a little bit. I've actually seen them in this area, probably across the river from where we're at, over on the lock side. And I said, well, I don't know. It looks like fun. It's somewhere I've never been. So we'll give it a whirl and see what happens. So far, it ain't been much. I hooked one and lost it, hooked up in somebody else's line, bringing it in. So I lost it. And I think I've had 2 other bites. And then my brother, he's had probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 bites. But yeah, Virginia Highlands. I'd like to go down that way too. This is the first time I've been on any of the Tennessee River. And right here below Lake Loudoun here, Fort Loudoun Dam, it's actually not all that big comparatively. I mean, it's bigger than the North Fork, of course, but it's nothing compared to the James or even the Tennessee River on down. As you get down to whatever the next lake is, I can't remember what it is, but it gets bigger down there. And there's another lake just right across the little island here that's got another, what is that, Telford Dam. And Telford and this river, I think, come together right down here below us, so it does get a little bit bigger. And then, of course, you get on down toward like Chickamauga and places like that, it gets huge. So it's just a little section of the river, but, you know, it's fairly close to home, and wanted to try something different. You know, we fish there at the house pretty often, but want to try something different. Something I've never done, chance maybe to catch a big catfish. It may be trout tailwater. It's just right here on the other side of us. And that water over there is crystal clear. I mean, this water is a little clear, but that water over there is crystal clear, and it's not nearly as deep. I mean, through here, it's actually fairly deep. But I think that over through there, it's not deep at all. I don't know if y'all can see that little boat back there or not. But people drifting up and out through here looking for skipjack and stuff like that. Yeah, the Lavisa isn't very big either. I would compare it probably pretty close to North Fork though, as far as size. You know, the North Fork doesn't have a whole lot either. Hey, I appreciate it, Jimmy Dixon. We're I don't know if we're gonna get a big one or not, but we're sure getting a little cast out. Yeah, I'll give you a little view of what it looks like here. It's got a nice little fishing area here. If I can keep my big fat fingers out of the way. It's a long walk down this hill though, I'll tell you. I didn't realize it was that long of a walk. Of course, I guess it ain't gonna hurt me any. I need a little bit of exercise on it. But yeah, it is pretty. But I wouldn't mind doing a little trout fishing down here if there's any to be done. You know, there's so much there at the house. Once you get onto the Tennessee line, of course, that's where most of your cat or trout fishing seems to be. You know, we're blessed to have the Holston River there, and then Watauga as well, that are both just excellent trout streams. Of course, we got some decent ones in Virginia too, with the South Fork of the Holston River, and some of the mountain streams there are really good too. Oh, I agree with you there, Virginia Highlands Outdoors. I'd like to fish the Lavisa River too, or however you say it. I don't know if that's how you say it or not. I saw a couple of videos of Shannon up there fishing it, and it looked all right. It looked all right. I've heard it's pretty good trout fishing. I know some people are bass fishing. I know some people fishing smallmouth on it done all right. I just never got there. But I can tell you it's slow here. Tightwad, Missouri. Now, I don't know if that's a town or if it's just who you are. I'm not exactly 100% sure. Because I can tell you I'm a tightwad. That's the reason we come down here. We're staying at the something Lenoir City Inn or something like that, the inn in Lenoir. So it's going to be, you know, fairly cheap. Yeah, we could do it anytime, Travis. I'm sure that Shannon will have us out there and kind of show us the ropes a little bit, show us some of the area. I fished with him over at Saltville a bunch of times, and you know, Shannon with LNS Outdoors there, him and Lisa both. I mean, they're great people. I don't know if y'all have a chance to meet them. They're good people. And of course, Travis, I've known Travis. They're from Virginia Highlands Outdoors. Oh, most of my life, I'd reckon, since we were little kids. Oh, so it is a small town. Okay. I didn't know, you know, I've been called a tightwad many times, so I didn't know if it was just the, that's where you got it from, is because you're living on a budget like I am, or if it's a little bitty town. Because you know, I'm from a small town, as a couple of guys on here can contest to. I know it's a real small town. I grew up in a little town called Saltville, Virginia, and it's a little bitty town. It's getting smaller all the time. It's actually got 2 red lights in it now. Hey, Patriot Cat Fisherman, what's going on down that way? We're up here on the Tennessee River, right down below Fort Loudoun Dam, just killing a little bit of time. Population 69. Now, we ain't that small there in Saltville. We're bigger than that. We got a Dollar General and a little IDPA. All right, Shannon. I appreciate you stopping in, brother. Daggone bugs are eating me up right now. Y'all be careful over there. I hope y'all don't get rain too much. Like I said, we're lucky here right now. It's pretty weather. They said, I think, a 40% or 60% chance of storms, but we've toughed it out so far. But I was fishing a different spot, and I just honestly had to move underneath the shade tree. It got so daggone hot. It's starting to cool off just a little piece now, but man, it was hot. It was so hot down here. But yeah, population is 69. That is definitely a small town. I don't know what population of the town I grew up in, but there's probably 69 people lived up and down the road where I lived at, or more. It's got 1 red light, and now it's got 2, but growing up it had 1. And it was right there at the funeral home. I think it's the main reason it was there. And going out toward Tumbling Creek, some good trout fishing up there. What bait do I have on? I got on small pieces of chicken, trying to catch a couple of little ones that we make our own little secret recipe with there, with some fish oil and garlic and salt and chum bait, and just make it nasty as can be. And then we got some shad on. But we've only had one bite off shad. Everything else come off chicken. The one I caught and lost underneath the rocks there on somebody else's fishing line, which I got the fishing line pulled up, but I just couldn't get it in. It was actually on chicken. So, but I just got a 2-aught hook on them, throwing a small bait, and then I got a 8-aught hook throwing some shad. Oh wow, the bank got robbed, so they closed it. Yeah, that's pretty small, and that's all you got. Hey, Murder Inc. Good to see you, man. I appreciate you stopping in. Like I said, this is my first time going live, so man, I'm glad to see a few people in here. I didn't know how it's gonna work out. Virginia Fisherman was the first one in here, which I appreciate him coming in. That's for sure. And a few people stopped in and out since then. Like I said, I'm just kind of killing time here on the Tennessee River and hoping for a fish to be dumb enough to eat some bait. And hey, I appreciate that, Murder. I appreciate that. We're just drowning a little bit of bait here, seeing what happens. You're not gonna catch them unless your bait's in the water, so I figured we'd come down here and do it. So it ain't too far from the house, maybe 2.5 hours to Lenore City here. So. And the weather's pretty decent so far. They're supposed to be generating, but they're not. Said they were going to run 2 or more generators all day, and we got here about 2:30 or so, and they ain't ran a generator yet. So that kind of slows the bite down a little bit when the water's not flowing that well. It's still flowing a little bit, but not all that well. But we hadn't seen anybody really catch anything. A few people caught some bait, some skipjack, it looks like, and that's been all I've seen caught. So it's been kind of crazy. Hey, that's exactly right. If you don't throw, you won't know. And that's what we're doing. We got our lines out at least. And we're going to try to catch some bait here after a while. May end up having to run to the bait shop. I don't know. Try to get some skipjack. But, sometimes they just don't bite. I mean, no matter what you do, what you got on there, sometimes they just don't bite. Sometimes you're in the wrong place. Wrong bait, wrong place, holding your mouth wrong. The sun was too bright. The moon was too bright. The wrong phase of the moon. I can come up with 100 of them. But the one I hate to come up with I was sitting at the house. So that's what we're trying to do, is just get out here and do a little fishing. Because my brother said, well, I can take off work early today. And I said, well, he said, don't have to be back till Sunday night. And I said, let's do it. So we come up here and do a little fishing. Yeah, it's been, like I said, it's been slow, but it's, I guess, better than nothing. My chair's pretty comfortable. It may not be as comfortable as my recliner, but, everybody's going live. I'll probably go live again tonight. I hope to see it, Murder Inc. I don't know how well my cell phone's going to hold up with me using it for this live broadcast here on the river. But I'll definitely try to check it out, man. I tell you what, you get me cracking. These hunting parody videos that you've been making, I mean, they got me just literally laughing out loud to where sometimes I've had tears in my eyes. They're just hilarious. This is some of the funniest stuff on the internet, in my opinion. I don't know if y'all have had a chance to go check them out or not. But Murder Inc., he got some hilarious stuff. Some hilarious stuff. Oh, yeah, it's all true. It's all true. On my video, that's one of the sites I definitely said I try to always watch was yours and Patriot Catfisherman. I always find them entertaining as can be. Somewhat educational, but definitely entertaining. And I'd rather watch the entertaining, I think, 5-1 anyhow. So, yeah, like I said, we're lucky the weather's good right now. And said it was raining back at the house, everybody did. So, we're happy to be out here. Those daggone things will kill you. Something I recommend nobody doing, smoking. I wish I'd never picked it up. Hot in Bristol, yeah, it's hot down here too. Is it raining there, Virginia Highlands, or is it? I know Shannon said it was raining over in where he's at. I think it's over in Buchanan County. We were a little worried coming up here because UT's playing Florida today, and it's in Knoxville. And of course, we're just right outside of Knoxville, and we thought, well, the crowds could be a little crazy, but we got through Knoxville. Wasn't too bad. Wasn't bad at all. And like I said, we got up here in Lenore City and went on some back road and smacked mirrors with a dude and busted out mirrors on both of them. Cops showed up, and then when the cop left, he had to call the cops because of the company vehicle. So he backed down. The cop, when he was leaving, tried to back across the road and pull out. Backed down over a bank and almost flipped it. He only had 2 wheels on the ground. I got a picture of it. I'll try to post it later. And it was just hilarious. And it was a young cop. It was a trainee. And the sergeant was with him. The sergeant was just giving him down the road. And they were both super nice, especially the sergeant when it came to being there for the trucks hitting mirrors. But but it was pretty hilarious. Yeah, it's starting to cool down a little bit here, but I mean it's still probably in the 80s. I mean probably close to 90. I think it's supposed to get to like 94 here today, so a little bit hotter than it is at the house. But if y'all never seen a cop wreck, and that boy that wrecked, he probably wasn't maybe in his early 20s. And he got wide-eyed, and he looked like he was scared to death, and that sergeant was just giving him down the road. He said, "You ain't been in a car a week and you done wrecked my car." I mean, he's just giving him down the road. And they called another one here. It's Loudoun County, Tennessee. They called another Loudoun County deputy to come pull them out, I guess. They had an SUV and was going to pull them out. I guess it saves them $100 on the tow truck bill or whatever it is here. But it was, the look on his face was pretty priceless. Pretty priceless. Well, y'all, I'll tell you, I wasn't going to stay on here. Hey, I'd like to Patriot catfisherman, but it's been, I ain't been able to get no bait. I've thrown all kinds of stuff for bait. I guess I don't know what I'm doing here to catch bait. I threw a sabiki rig, I threw a twister tail, threw a spoon, threw a rooster tail. Everything that I've read, what you're supposed to throw for them. And I just ain't been able to catch no bait, because that's what I've been wanting to do, is float a little bit of live bait. I got some dead bait I'm probably going to float here in a minute, some shad. But it's frozen. I mean, you know, frozen bait never does as good as fresh bait. I don't know if I'm a whole lot of a storyteller. Just what I seen there. But I appreciate it. I have a passion for hunting and fishing. Appreciate you stopping in. Appreciate it. But yeah, I've got a few some pretty good sized floats. Nothing massive like some of these guys throw. But yeah, those little red worms under floats tough to beat for bait. And really, I mean, you can even catch some channel cats and stuff like that with them sometimes. But we may have to do it in the morning if we don't do no good with bait or anything this evening. Let's go get us something to try in the morning. We're going to probably fish most of the day tomorrow before we head back home. Like I said, it's only a couple hours back home. And we'll probably just cast around a little bit in the morning before we go. At least fish the daylight bite. See what happens. Well, I'll tell you what, y'all. I hate to run, but I said I wasn't going to stay on here long. And my brother just went out to get some drinks. And I've been on here a half hour now. And I need to probably check these poles and recast them. And I don't want everybody to have to just sit there and stare at the sky while I do that. But I appreciate everybody stopping in. I really do. And making my first live feed a success. I will, Travis. I will. He went to Walmart. He said he'd only been gone about 15 minutes. So he must have got held up a little bit there or something. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all wishing me good luck. I'm probably going to need it because it's been a little slow. Been a little piece slow. Like I said, we're going to keep after him till at least a little bit after dark and see what happens. But thank y'all for tuning in and watching it. I really do appreciate it. And we're going to try to catch a few. see what happens. And but I appreciate y'all watching, and try to do better next time. Thank you.